That's much better. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lalo. If you're new here, welcome. I make YouTube videos on my day-to-day life, hoping to inspire others to live their best life. We have a pretty packed day ahead of us. We're going to work a bit right now, and then we're going to head out for a run in about an hour or so. We're hoping to do a 30 to 45-minute run, depending where my heart rate's at. It's supposed to be a zone 2 pace. But yeah, looking forward to the weekend. It is Friday today, and we have a lot going on this weekend, but I'm hoping to get a lot of it on film. It's going to be more of a day in the life, and I'm excited to just take you guys around LA with me. So let's do it. Let's roll the footage. Hey you, I'm taking you guys with me so you guys can make sure I run this zone 2 pace, because I always want to run faster, and I'm trying to only do low intensity runs these days just to keep myself lean. But if you're starting out running and you don't know how to start, where to start, I'd highly recommend ease into it, go very slow, maybe do some intervals first, whether if that's a 1 minute on, 1 minute off, or 1 minute on, 1 minute jog. Like slowly kind of increase those paces, and over time you'll start to build that capacity
to be able to run straight for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 45, 60. Most importantly, stay consistent, you know? So I'd highly recommend maybe getting, you know, starting off with one run and doing that one run once a week for 2 weeks. And then maybe if you feel really good, you add a second run. But these runs should feel extra slow. They should not be hard. All right, currently doing really good at a 135. Nice. And we are about 15 minutes in. All right, you can see that my average heart rate was a 140 BPM, which is really good. What we didn't want is over 155. So we're solid. That's zone 2, low heart rate, aerobic. All right, guys, run is done. Now we're on to the rest of our day. It was good. If you're somebody who's looking to burn some extra fat and lean out, I highly recommend doing 2 to 3 runs a week at low intensity, keeping the heart rate extra low and well below 155 BPM. If you don't have a heart rate monitor or watch, I'd recommend going extra easy pace. So if you have an easy pace and you know what that feels, then I would go an extra amount of effort of making that extra easier. If you have a watch but you don't have a heart rate monitor and your easy pace is an 8-minute pace, I would increase that a minute. So I would go a 9-minute pace of a mile and run for 20 to 45 minutes, roughly around there. If you don't have any goals specifically in running, but again, you want to lean out, I would just keep it 2 to 3 runs a week around that duration, extra low intensity, very low heart rate. I hope that was helpful, and let's get going to the rest of this vlog. All right, guys, because I'm running super late right now, I'm not going to do the whole mic thing, but I did want to give you a before and after. I'm headed to go get a haircut, and it's been long overdue. I'm trying not to cut that much from my hair just because I'm on a mission to have a certain hairstyle, and that means I need to have a little bit more patience and allow more growth. But we are just going to shape my head a bit more and shape the hair so that it grows out in the right direction. And this is what it currently looks like right now. I hope we got all the angles right now, but let's hurry up because we're about to be late.
all my dreams are much too far away. Sometimes the nights got me aching, working hours in the cold. And I can't imagine how it feels to end up where you feel you had to go. I've been lost, starving, praying nothing else will go wrong. I guess we're all dying, waiting for the world to lose control. Could you tell me what it's really like to feel like you've got the world by your side? 'Cause trust me, babe, I've done my good, give all I had and a little more than I should. Got the sense that I ain't made for much, 'cause what I feel is never understood. But I guess I'll take another day just to get another chance to get I would. I've been lost, starving, praying nothing else will go wrong. I guess we're all dying, waiting for the world to lose control. I've been lost, starving, praying nothing else will go wrong. I guess we're all dying, waiting for the world to lose control. Could you tell me what it's really like to feel like you've got the world by your side? Could you tell me what it's really like to feel like you've got the world by your side?
Make dinner with me. We're gonna do a simple dinner. We're just doing stuff that we already have in the fridge that we actually need to get rid of. So we gotta make it so it doesn't go to waste before we bring in some new food and groceries. And yeah, it's good to just kind of keep things at home tonight because there are some places that I want to check out tomorrow around the city. So let's stay here and make dinner with me. We got ground beef, an onion, zucchini, and 2 potatoes. Okay, we're gonna work with that for now, and let's cook some things up. So I also figured while we do this together, we can do some fun facts, get to know Lalo a bit. Wow, that's sad. Just no more in this. But let's get to know Lalo while we make some dinner. So let's start off with some simple things. Number one, my birthday is December the 27th, 1994. I'm not saying my age, but I said my year, so there it is. It's out there. I am a Capricorn. And what else? That was number one, simple one. I don't know if I have a favorite color, but it would have to be something like definitely something warm and earth tone for sure. Let's see, what else? I was a competitive gymnast for 16 years of my life. That was fun. That's number two. And number three, we easily go into, I did Cirque du Soleil for almost 2 years. Yeah, almost 2 years. And that was one of the best experiences of my life. Funny thing is, when I auditioned for Cirque du Soleil, I made it all the way to the last round, and then I got cut. You know why I got cut? Because I wasn't flexible enough. I didn't have the splits. I thought that was so insane at the time. I'm like, what? Like, how did I get cut for not having the splits? And yeah, so what we did is actually give me 1 second. All right, sorry in advance that this isn't like super cinematic or probably edited to a normal Lalo type of video, but sometimes it's good to just keep it raw and yeah, really see like how it all goes down, right? Like it doesn't always need to be super aesthetic or anything, but we put some olive oil on there. We're gonna dump these potatoes. So back to what I was saying. I got cut because I didn't have the splits. So then I went back home, felt super bad about myself, and I stretched for 3 months straight and got my splits. It was quite brutal, actually. I went back to an old gymnastics Russian coach of mine who honestly was like changed my life. He was great. And yeah, we did some hardcore split training. I know, like just to kind of gain back some flexibility. I was never really flexible as a gymnast. I was decent and mobile and had average splits, but it never came easy to me, I guess you could say. And again, it's not like it's something that was beyond needed, but in order to be an elite gymnast, of course, you definitely have to be flexible. Um, so that was something that I feel like I kind of lacked for sure. But I stretched. I did everything I needed to do. I went back and I went back to New York and I auditioned again. And she's like, "Oh, look, it's you again." And she's like, asked to see a standing pike, which is like a flip. It basically, I will try to post it up here on the screen, but it's a backflip with your feet with your legs completely straight and as close as possible to your face as you're flipping. So instead of a tuck, it's like leg straight. You pull literally your toes almost over your head and you flip and then you land on your feet. And I was like, "Oh, easy. Like I can easily do that." And this was like on a hard floor. So yeah, that was like no big deal. And then she was like, "Okay." And she asked to for me to take my shirt off. Took my shirt off, and she's like, "Okay, awesome," and didn't ask to see my splits or anything. And then she said that for one of the shows, she was looking for a certain look, and I had those looks, and yeah. So, needless to say, didn't need the splits. I guess she was satisfied with how I looked, and that worked out. So, I guess I'm not calling myself pretty or anything like that, but I guess looks do a certain thing specifically for this, and I had the look she was looking for, and yeah, made it to Cirque du Soleil, and went to training camp, had the best time of my life, and yeah, that's about it. Now we are gonna do some zucchini. So what else? Sorry, that was like quite long of an explanation, but yeah, so pretty much did Cirque du Soleil. I guess since we're doing fitness, I got to train some really cool celebrities. Let's see, one of the biggest celebrities I trained was Madonna. I trained Madonna. I trained Ariana Grande. Um, who else did I train? Bon Jovi. Yeah. Anyways, I trained some pretty cool people, and that was really awesome. That was actually, I would say, one of the most awesome times of my life. Um, that's where I kind of just learned a lot about myself. I was like rough. I think I was like 22 around the time, and I'm still in my 20s, guys. Don't you worry. But I feel like that was still a lifetime ago. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about service. I learned a lot about patience, and it was cool. And then I used to be a pool boy. I worked at the Ritz Carlton in on Miami Beach, and that was also one of the best times of my life. That is like I feel like anybody, if you're young, like really really young, I feel like everybody should just work in the service industry. And like service industry meaning like you should be a server, learn the in and outs of that, how to treat people, and yeah, I got thrown in with the dogs, literally. The Ritz Carlton is elite when it comes to 5-star service and all that. And I am so happy that I did that. And that was probably, like I said, that's when I really learned a lot, um, just in general. It's about to be 1 year that I've been living here in Los Angeles, and I never actually wanted to live in Los Angeles. It was never in the cards for me. Like I thought I was gonna, after San Diego, I was living in San Diego before LA. I thought I was actually gonna move to Europe already. Europe has always been a dream of mine to, go and explore and live there. I would love to live in Spain, and I probably will still end up living in Spain. I think Europe probably will be my end game. Um, but I've really, really like LA has surprised me, specifically being here in Silver Lake. Um, I love it here. It actually does feel a little bit like Europe in a way. Like I live in a great area where I can just walk everywhere. I have the grocery store, I have the gym, I have endless coffee shops. Um, the coolest people, I think, in my opinion, are here in Silver Lake, and I just love it. Like I love the people watch. I love walking around. I love how lively it is. I think every time I visited Los Angeles, I would have to come for work, or you know, I would meet friends, and it was always like West Hollywood or Beverly Hills, and that's almost like one of those things where you go to, you go and visit somewhere nice, and you're at a big city, and it's like nice for a couple days, and you're like, all right, get me out. Like I need to get out. That's kind of how I always thought of LA. Was never for me. And I've lived in Miami, I lived in New York, right? Two big cities, aggressive cities, faster paced. Yeah, like I feel like I already got my taste of all that. But I have to admit, like LA might be the best place I've ever lived. My friend always tells me that I'm in like the honeymoon stage, and that's probably true. But again, this is definitely my favorite place I've ever lived. And I love being here by myself, meeting new people, and just seeing what happens. Like I've met some amazing people so far, and like I said, LA has really, really surprised me, and I can see myself living here probably for the rest of my life. Specifically on the east side, Silver Lake. It's just such a vibe. I love it, and it's very me. It's very chill. It checks all the boxes for sure. So we are gonna add a little bit of some water, but I am sorry if the camera focus keeps going in and out. I don't know what's going on with the camera. I did drop it the other day, and I almost cried. Not gonna lie, I almost cried because it's really expensive to have a camera, and it is definitely the lens itself is way more expensive than the camera. But I think it's fine, but that can be the reason why it keeps going in and out of focus. So if you know how to fix this situation, yeah, let me know in the comments, please. I like my food super salty, so don't judge me for throwing in a lot of salt. And then we'll just sprinkle a bit of pepper. We working. Looks good. All right, now time to cut my favorite thing. That was sarcasm for sure, but I feel like I'm being very boring with this whole getting to know Lalo because I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite brain dead at the moment. It's been a really, really long day. I had some back-to-back meetings online, and those are always just exhausting. And then I had some auditions, and those are always even more exhausting because it just like really sucks the energy out of you. And you're trying, maybe I put a little bit too pressure on myself with all these things, and I drain myself even more. So yeah, that was a lot. That was definitely a lot for me. I wish I could have gotten some of that stuff on film, but to be honest, like because I was a bit stressed and just like nervous and whatnot, I just didn't feel comfortable filming. I feel like that would have just made things worse for me. But I'm hoping one day I can just get a lot of that on film, and yeah, just kind of really show you like the rawness behind the scenes and stuff. I do have a lot of ideas of vlogs in the future, and I am gonna get to those. But lately, I've just been trying to get a bunch of work done, and all my work is online and filming. So that, yeah, it takes a lot, and some of that stuff I do have to put at the forefront because they are due, and I want to make sure I deliver, the best when I'm doing this content. So I try to keep a lot of my ideas and energy mainly
to film that, because it does, believe it or not, it really is a lot. And wow, my eyes are already burning. Also, please don't judge how I'm cutting this onion, which is why probably my eyes are burning so much right now. But all right, onion is cut. Okay, now the easy part. We're gonna add a little bit more of some oil. Um, so yeah, today was a good day. I learned a lot about myself today. I sometimes struggle with just letting things flow. Sometimes just want things to be perfect, and I let my perfectionism kind of take over. And yeah, it's definitely not always a good habit. I sometimes just need to let things happen, whether if they're good or bad, and just take it from there. Okay, you guys, this is my simple dinner: ground beef, potatoes, zucchini. Lastly, I was just thinking, because I was kind of sad. I had to cancel my summer trip to Greece this year, and it's totally fine. Not that big of a deal. I mean, of course, I was a bit sad, but yeah, plans change, and that's totally fine. It's been an insane summer. A lot of like life situations have happened. A lot of them are bad, but a lot of them, were good in some ways. It is what it is when it comes to certain life situations and dealing with loss. And it all just like sucks. Like there's not much to really say much more about it, but we can always take a second and look at it from different perspectives. So we may have not gotten the summer that we wanted, but we got the summer that we needed. And nonetheless, I'm here in LA, in such a beautiful city, live in a beautiful place, and it's been great. Like I truly feel like I'm on vacation every day living here, and I'm like I need somebody to pinch me because I really love my life here. And even though I didn't get to travel to Europe, I do have a lot of fun traveling coming up. I'm actually leaving soon, which is great, but it'll be nice to kind of reset, especially as a creative. Sometimes I always feel the need to travel because I feel like if I travel, I can come up with new ideas and film new content. And I always just kind of think of like content ideas, and it's definitely very much needed. And I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, October is a big month of traveling. And yeah, honestly, the months after that too are going to be kind of chaotic, but I'm really looking forward to finishing this year strong, and it's going to be a good one. And I hope that you guys stick with me all the way through, and we can finish the year strong. Trust your timing with everything in life. And I know sometimes it could be hard to find patience for certain things, and we may sometimes always want whatever it is that we're going for to happen very soon, but it'll happen, especially when you least expect it. And you just have to remember that in the position that you are in right now, there are probably some things that you're living and that you've always wanted. And sometimes you just don't even realize those things because life is happening. And those are some of the most beautiful moments when you do realize them and you soak them in. And it's like, whoa, I'm here. Like I'm here in this house, I'm here in LA, and I have a cool life. I am healthy, I'm happy, and I have people who love me and care for me. And I love people and care for people, and I have a big heart, and I want to do these things to inspire, the people who are watching me right now on screen. And yeah, I don't even know what else to say. I feel like I'm rambling, but just know that life is great for you and I both. And when you have a hard day or you have a bad day, whatever it is, try to look at it from a different perspective, and find a couple things that you're really grateful for, because I promise it could always be much worse, and there's a lot of things to be grateful for. So yeah, guys, that's it. Um, this food is really good, but like, comment, subscribe if you like. You don't have to, but I will see you guys in the next vlog. Peace.